Well, Coach, first of all, how excited are you that South Carolina gets to be the host for this great event this weekend?
Well, I'm thrilled. I mean, heck, we've been waiting for almost 17 years. You know, it's been a while since we had the SEC championship here, and we're prepared for it with all this great help we're getting from around the campus, with all of the administrative help and all of our media help. I think we're gonna have a great crowd.
What's it like, the team? What are they feeling like? Is there different energy to a tournament like this when you get to host? It's your home track.
Yeah, our kids are at an all-time high. You know, they've had some personal bests this season out here. We had 33 times that were improvements for these kids on this track in our regular season. So hey, we're gonna give it our best shot.
It's the week, it's the week of a couple of days. You guys are putting in some last-minute touches to this facility. What do you think the opponents and the rest of the SEC is going to see now that you guys are hosting, guys adding all this new stuff? It's looking really good right now. It's not even finished.
I think it'll look really good, and they'll be excited about it. You know, there are all kinds of things that everyone wants to have, but the biggest thing they want is performance out of the facility. The SEC athletes are going to run fast, but it's how fast you run. Is it going to be the fastest times in the country? That'll be their kind of interest. Right now, we're in a dispute on what kind of spikes you can use on this track, and so those are things we've been trying to settle all day long. Is can they use sharper spikes so they can run even faster?
Coach, going off from that, it just seems like I'm just talking to some of the people that have run here. It seems like their times are higher than or lower than they've ever been before. I mean, how much have you noticed it? I mean, you talk so highly about this surface when it was first put in, and when you guys had that first, what's it called, that classic a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
What have you noticed though?
No, I mean, like I say, our kids have had personal bests. Tennessee's come here and they've run really fast. Georgia's ran fast here, and then some of our schools who are not, as you would say, the Power Five. Everyone has run really good. I've had one ACC school said next year they want to make every weekend that we have a track meet, and so it's made a difference. Coaches know the difference in performance, and they know the next week when they go to another facility that they don't get this kind of performance. We realized when we built this track that it was the one thing that we asked Coach Tanner and the staff to do. We may limit ourselves on seating. We may limit ourselves on do we have overhangs or do we have a place for press box or stuff, but not to limit what our kids would have the opportunity to perform on. And there's no limit to this, the width of this track. It's the widest you can possibly have on a 131-degree radius. The lanes are wider than as wide as the IAAF will allow, 48 inches wide. So you can't get wider. So in other words, it can be better. It can be equal, and there are lots of schools in the conference that don't have this facility. They may have a tennis court, they may have a football field that's 100 yards long, or a basketball court that's the right width, but they don't have, there's some people that just don't have this. There's only 2 of them right now that are built in the world. Now, one of our indoor schools in this area has the same surface, the 750X, but not many people have a 750X.
How does this help in terms of recruiting and continue to draw interest to a program that's obviously had so much success over the years, and this can only benefit yourself and the program as you continue to try to go out there and win championships?
Well, right now, that's what's occurring. We are having the best recruiting class that we have had in probably 10 years. And so, and we've drifted a little bit because we didn't have a facility. We made promises that we we're going to get one, and that was about 6 years ago. So 6 years turned into we finally have it. And so the idea that we build it, they will come. It's coming to fruition. We build it, and now we got the commitment to the number 2 girl hurdler in the country, the number 2 girl shot putter in the country. So those are kind of things that are occurring right now. We got some kids, some international kids that are interested in being here and going against our competitors. So we're probably about 2 years away before we see the results of the fruit of it, because freshmen don't make that kind of difference. But we're excited about signing 5 stars instead of 3 stars.
Have you noticed any difference in this team now, this week, now that the SEC championships are coming up? Talking to you earlier, I know you said you had a lot of individuals. I guess you think the team aspect may come into play now. They're hosting and they put everything together. They have a chance to maybe probably podium as a team.
Well, I think our kids are going to perform well. I mean, we've got to calm them down a little bit. I think they were more excited 5 weeks ago. I think now the reality of it's the SEC, and they come to the practical side of 3 weeks ago, Rudy was the #1 in the world in long jump. A couple of people jumped in the conference, and now we're #3 in the SEC. So you can, the reality of the SEC gets athletes. We have a great graduation rate, a real high grade point average. Our kids are pretty smart. They know where you fit in the SEC, so they gotta tone themselves down. Let's compete. But the practical side is the national champions, University of Florida are here. The national indoor champions are Texas A&M, and Arkansas has won 49 national championships, the highest number of national championships in any sport in the NC2A. So they read articles and they understand who they're going against. Our goals here is to do our very best. That's all I ask them. Personal best is what we do. That may end up being number 5, number 6, number 13. But as long as every one of our kids has their personal best, then I'm going to live with that. And they're going to live with that. We're going to celebrate personal best. Scoring, hey, we're probably a better national team than we are a conference team. We think we can be in the top 15 in the country. And we may be number 10 in the conference. So being top 15 in the country is very important to us. Being top 25. And I think we got 2 top 25 teams that are going to compete this weekend. But in the SEC, it'd be difficult to be #1.